Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be looking at an 8K water texture mod. So the mods we're actually using for this is Realistic Water 2, and there's the TLS High Def Water, which is going to turn all the water textures to 8K. Also going to use Realistic Water 2 LOD Fix, and I thought I'd just throw on this little water plants mod to take a look at that as well. So here we are with the vanilla. It doesn't look too bad, as I always say. It always shocks me when I go back and actually look at the vanilla textures that they're never as bad as I always imagine them to be. But here it is with the 8K textures, and it does look very nice. Nice and smooth, nice amount of detail. You can see the water's a little less pronounced than the vanilla version, but it still looks very good. Here we are by the lumber mill inside Riverwood. Is it Riverwood or River Run? As you can see again, we've got those kind of pronounced ripples in the water, which we will see smoothed out quite a bit in the next shot. There we go. Again, looks a lot more detail. We haven't got those big like gooey ripples in the water. It's now very water-like, as you would hope it to be. And we're going to take a closer look at those in the next shot. There you can see you've kind of got those like larger ripples in the water, which I've been talking about, which don't actually look bad. It's just when you see them against the 8K high def water texture that the improvement is so much better. And there you go. We kind of got that white foam on the water still there. I think that has also been improved. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't be, although it is kind of hard to tell, but it certainly looks a bit more detailed and smoother on the edges to my eye. Just by the lake, by Lakeview Manor here. Again, we kind of just see this generic water ripple throughout all the vanilla water settings. We're going to get a closer look at the water plants coming up now. And as you can see, the textures on them are quite nice. But again, this is something I've commented on time and time again. It's when you use photorealistic textures, which is basically just a high def photo put into the game as a texture, you need to make sure that there's no real like 3D elements that are going to stand out. And you can see on the lily pads there, the water droplets, we're kind of viewing them from the wrong angle, so it kind of breaks the illusion a little bit because they're leaning the wrong way, if that kind of makes sense. We've seen it before with flowers in grass textures, so that's the only downside to that really. But I call those type of effects peripheral effects. They're something you're not going to stop and scrutinise. Anyway, moving on, here we are outside Rifton. And this is one of my favourite places to come and check out water mods, because it is a great set of scenery combined with the nice flowing lake there. One of the great things about this location is you can see the reflection in the water. So we've got all those trees there and the sky all reflected in the water, and it still holds up with the 8K. There's no type of downgrade to that shimmer because it was using some type of effect meant for the vanilla game. It stands up even with these high def water textures. I'm just taking a look at the raindrops here. I wanted to see how that would stand up with the 8K textures. So again, vanilla looks very good, although those raindrops do look kind of jaggy around the edges. It's not exactly a very smooth effect there. And that is kind of smoothed out with the 8K textures. I don't know if that's more to do with the actual effect on the water being a bit more choppy. There's a lot more detail on it, so you got those little tiny ripples in the water as opposed to the big oily type ones with vanilla, but it still looks fine, and like I say, it's a peripheral effect. Just off the coast of Windhelm here, you can be forgiven for thinking that was the 8K texture, and I got me clips mixed up. It's actually vanilla. It does look very nice. I think it has a bit more character to it than the 8K texture one, which I'm going to show you now. There you go. Water seems a bit calmer. The ripples again look great. Like I say, I kind of like the vanilla one just on this one screen, but I'm not going to argue that that does look a lot more detailed than the last one, if a little bit more boring. The water's not as active, and I would have liked to have seen a bit more rippling in the water there, because this is the ocean. This is the coast of the ocean, so you'd expect to see a bit more the waves. Another scene just off the coast of Winterhold was my favourite shot of the video. That's why I put it in the intro. Again, I like the water effects there. It's the ocean, so you would expect to see, you know, a bit more choppiness to the water, a bit more activity in it. So I really like that effect there. And again, the 8K water texture just kind of levels that out a bit. I keep saying it's the 8K water texture that's doing it. It's actually realistic water too that is actually changing those water ripple effects. The 8K texture just doubles the K-ness of the textures. But yeah, it does look great. There's lovely amounts of detail, if not as active as I personally would prefer it to be. We got one more shot off the coast of Windhelm. Threw this one in because, as you can see there, with the water being so choppy, you don't really see the distant mountains and that reflected in the water so well. They are there, just not as pronounced as you're going to see in the next shot. As you can see, a lot more clarity to the detail there as the sun sets behind the mountains. As I keep saying, can't argue with the amount of detail in the water. It does look fantastic. Here we are in Iverstead, just outside Narfi's shack. We've got some fast flowing water here. Again, Vanilla does a great job. I love the white wash in the water, the way you can see it all foaming and bubbling. That really does give the illusion of a fast flowing water. And the high def textures there, doing a great job. Not too much change to that foam. As I said, I am assuming that it is a lot more high def than the vanilla texture. Got a nairn root there just humming away in the background. But yeah, it does look very nice. I like that, and also you can see that the water plants mod has put some reeds just around the edges of the water as well. Just got a distant shot of that fast flowing water just to see how it holds up. As you're probably aware that some textures can kind of fall flat when they're not viewed up close. When you see them from a distance, the game kind of lowers the fidelity of the water. So we'll just have a quick look at this. You can see it's blended a lot nicer as the water kind of runs off to the right hand side. You can still see those ripples present in the water, which is really nice. I'm happy that it didn't just go with a flat reflective texture to, you know, show the water. We can actually see that detail holds up at a distance. Just inside Markarth here, thought I'd take a quick look at the waterfalls. Again, Vanilla does a great job. We are going to see some improvement though, especially if you look at the top left hand side. You're going to see that it's blended a lot nicer there, and the white foam as well kind of pops a little better with the 8K textures. But that's not true for all the waterfalls, as we're going to see when we move on. The textures on these waterfalls don't seem to actually get improved at all, which is a shame, because it would have been nice to have just cleaned that up a little bit. It kind of stands out that it's just kind of like a JPEG or whatever they use. There we go, there's the screen change. You didn't even notice it changed. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I'm going to assume it's because you liked the video, and I don't usually do this, but I'm going to start asking if you guys like it, please just give it a little thumbs up to say you like it, and if you're not subscribed, then subscribe. I do take requests, just throw your request in the comments and I'll certainly consider it.